Sheung awoke, his eyes wide open with shock as he realized the nightmare unfolding before him. Many years ago, in the vibrant heart of Oyo State, Sheung and Tolu were the epitome of love and partnership. Their journey began at the university, where they met amidst laughter and dreams. Each drawn together, their love for each other grew stronger. They never left each other's sight, only when they had different classes to catch up with. Sheung was a talented artisan, his hands skilled in crafting beautiful pieces that captured the essence of their culture. Tolu, intelligent and ambitious, was determined to make her mark in the business world. Together, they balanced each other perfectly. Sheung's wide spirit complemented Tolu's calm and nurturing nature. Their love story blossomed, and the people around them often spoke of their enchanting bond, believing their union was blessed by the ancestors. Before graduating, they decided to take their relationship to another beautiful dimension. Sheung proposed to Tolu. He finally introduced Tolu to his family. Mama, Papa, good afternoon. Good afternoon, my son. How are you? I'm fine, sir. Papa, here is Tolu, my fiancé, the one I have been telling you about, that I want to get married to. Oh, Tolu, how are you? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma. I am fine, sir. As Tolu sat down, they had a full heart discussion, talking, laughing, and chatting, and she was accepted wholeheartedly. They finally planned for their wedding. The day of their wedding was a celebration like no other, a grand affair filled with music, dance, and the joyous support of family and friends. As they exchanged vows, the promises they made felt sacred, sealing their commitment to each other and the future they envisioned. With time, they settled into a beautiful home adorned with flowers and laughter, dreaming of raising a family filled with love. The years rolled by. Tolu conceived, and they waited for their bundle of joy. And finally, Sheung and Tolu welcomed their first son, Kola. The moment Tolu held him in her arms, she felt a surge of love that she had never known before. Kola's laughter filled their home with joy, and Tolu remained committed in her role as a mother. Soon after, Dami joined their family, and the house became a whirlwind of energy and laughter. Tolu cherished this moment, believing that this was what life was meant to be, beautiful, filled with love. She devoted herself to nurturing her children, often putting her own aspirations on hold to ensure they received the best care and upbringing. However, as the boys grew, Tolu has always been hungry to have a baby girl, not just sons. Each time she looks at her sons, she wished one of them was a girl. Tolu found herself yearning for a daughter. The desire lingered in her heart, a whisper that echoed through the halls of their home. Sheung, please, I want to get pregnant again. I desire a baby girl. Please, you know how much I love baby girls. After much persuasion, Sheung agreed to try for another child, and Tolu's excitement was palpable. When she discovered she was pregnant again, joy surged through her. The anticipation filled her with hope and renewed energy. But as her pregnancy progressed, Sheung became increasingly preoccupied, often absorbed in his work and distant from home. Tolu tried to brush it off as the pressures of life, but the undercurrents of unease began to surface, foreshadowing the challenges that lay ahead. As Tolu's pregnancy advanced, the joyful anticipation of their daughter's arrival filled the house with warmth, yet Seun's emotional distance grew more pronounced, casting a shadow over their happiness. He often returned home late, wrapped up in his work, leaving Tolu feeling alone in her excitement. It was a slow unraveling. The couple had once shared everything, but now Tolu found herself hesitating to voice her feelings, fearing it might add to Seun's stress. Their conversation became shorter. The laughter that once filled their home gradually replaced by a tense silence. Tolu often questioned herself. Was it her fault? Was she not supportive enough? Each day, the weight of unspoken words pressed heavily on her heart. Amidst the growing distance, Tolu's focus shifted entirely to her pregnancy, and she poured her love into preparing for the arrival of Yetunde. She decorated the nursery with soft colors and adorned it with handmade crafts, each item filled with love and care. Despite the worries that crept into her mind about Seun, Tolu clung to her dream of a happy family. However, a nagging feeling of unease persisted. She tried to convince herself that it was simply the stress of managing the household, but deep down she sensed something was off. It was a delicate balance between hope and fear. As Yetunde's birth approached, Tolu found herself praying not just for her daughter's health, but also for the restoration of the love that once bound her family together. The day Yetunde was born was filled with joy, yet a hint of anxiety lingered in Tolu's heart. As she cradled her newborn daughter, she felt a mix of emotions and the weight of her worries about Seun. In the days that followed, Seun displayed moments of affection, seemingly eager to connect with Tolu and their new daughter. He promised to spend more time at home and expressed excitement about family meals. For a brief moment, Tolu felt hope. However, the happiness was often fleeting as Seun's work obligations pulled away once more, leaving Tolu to manage the demands of their growing family alone. One particular morning, Tolu prepared to take Yetunde for her hospital checkup. Seun had promised to work from home, and Tolu's heart fluttered at the thought of sharing lunch together afterward. As she left the clinic, excitement filled her, but as she approached their home, a sense of dread washed over her. Why am I feeling this way? She asked herself. The house felt unusually silent, an echo of the happiness that had once thrived within its walls. With every step she took inside, the unease grew, culminating in a feeling that something was horribly amiss. As she ascended the stairs, a strange sound beckoned her toward her bedroom. Little did she know that this day would change everything, unearthing the truths she had long buried. I hope this is not what I'm thinking, or I hope this is not what that came to my mind. She kept on moving silently. Tolu stood at the bedroom door, her heart beating so fast like a drum in her chest. The strange sounds grew louder, and as she pushed the door open, the sight before her shattered her world. Seun lay entwined with another woman, both blissfully unaware of her presence. The hair felt thick with betrayal, and time seemed to freeze as Tolu's heart fractured into a million pieces. Confusion and rage flooded her sense, drowning out the rational thoughts that attempted to surface. How could this be happening? The room, once a sanctuary of their love, now felt like a prison, suffocating her with the weight of deceit. In that moment of revelation, Tolu's world spiraled with Charles. Seun awoke, his eyes wide open with shock as he realized the nightmare unfolding before him. Tolu's anger surged forth, demanding explanation that felt hollow. How could you betray me like this? How? She cried, her voice trembling with pain. Seun's attempt to explain fell on a deaf ears as Tolu fought to contain the whirlwind of emotions threatening to consume her. The bond they had once nurtured felt irreparably damaged, and she could see the anguish etched across Seun's face. But it mattered little. All she could think about was the life they had built together, and how it lay in ruins at that very moment. With tears streaming down her face, she declared that he had to leave, unable to endure another moment in the home that had turned from sanctuary to a haunting reminder of betrayal. In the aftermath of Seun's departure, Tolu felt like a ship lost at the sea, adrift and overwhelmed by the tides of heartbreak. Every corner of their home reminded her of the love they have shared, now tainted by betrayal. She struggled to find her footing while caring for Kola and Dami and Yetunde, who sensed the shift in their mother's personality. Tolu masked her pain with smiles, yet inside she felt as if she were drowning. The laughter that once filled their home was replaced by a suffocating silence. It was during this moment of solitude that Tolu's thoughts spiraled into dark territories of self-doubt and despair. As the days turned into weeks, Tolu leaned on her mother for support. Tolu poured out her heart, sharing her fears and uncertainty. Mama's wisdom resonated deeply, encouraging Tolu to consider what she truly wanted moving forward. You have to think about it yourself, Mama advised gently, instilling a flicker of resolve within Tolu. Think about it, my daughter. I know that this is very painful and hurts. He's not supposed to treat you this way and define your matrimonial home. But my dear, things need to be sorted out in the rightful way. I understand your pain quite all right. But see, look at these children and the one you carried on your arm, Yetunde. You can see they need their father, and you as well. I know that right deep inside of you, my dear, you are feeling the pain. You don't really want to lose your husband to another woman. So think about it yourself and take the rightful decision. With every conversation, she began to reclaim her strength, reminding herself that she was more than just a wife. The journey to heal would be long and difficult, but she refused to let the pain define her. Instead, she restored to rebuild her life, not just for herself, but for Kola, Dami, and Yetunde, her children, whose laughter she desperately longed to hear again. Months passed, and the once intimate connection Tolu shared with Seun felt like a distant memory. In the silence, she began to rediscover herself once again. The emptiness that initially consumed her was now slowly being filled with determination and clarity. Tolu focused on her children, creating a nurturing environment that allowed them to express their feelings about their father's absence. Kola and Dami became her pillars of strength, their innocence reminding her of the joy life could still offer. Tolu also sought professional help, attending therapy sections that helped her navigate the maze of emotions, anger, sadness, and eventually acceptance. With every step, she began to find her voice again, reclaiming her identity outside of being Seun's wife. Meanwhile, Seun struggled with the consequences of his actions. Feeling the weight of his choice, he attempted to reach out to Tolu, expressing remorse and a desire to make amends. Tolu, please find in your heart to forgive me. I know I did a very terrible thing to you. Tolu found herself at a crossroads. Could she allow the man who had hurt her so deeply back into her life? As they met the first time after the separation, emotions ran high. Seun's vulnerability was palpable, and as he shared his journey through counseling, Tolu listened, her heart cautiously open. The meeting was fraught with tension, yet a glimmer of hope began to surface. It became clear that both were on path of healing, and perhaps, just perhaps, they could find a way to rebuild trust and forge a new relationship, one built on transparency and mutual respect. Tolu stood at the edge of a new chapter, her heart filled with a mix of hope and trepidation. The conversation with Seun had opened the door to possibilities she hadn't dared to imagine since the day their lives had chattered. While the pain of betrayal lingered, Tolu was ready to confront her fears and embrace change. As they navigated their complex emotions, Tolu found herself contemplating forgiveness, not just for Seun, but for herself as well. She had allowed his emotions to define her, and it was time to reclaim her narrative. Together, they began to attend couples therapy, each section peeling back layers of hurt and fostering a new understanding of each other slowly. The cracks in their relationships began to mend, and trust, once a distant memory, began to re-emerge. As the weeks turned into months, Tolu and Seun discovered new ways to communicate, sharing their hopes and fears openly. Tolu found herself laughing again, her children's joy rekindling the warmth in her heart. They began to reimagining their family's dynamics, creating new traditions that centered around love and togetherness. Seun's genuine efforts to be present were met with cautious optimism from Tolu, who had learned the importance of setting boundaries. The journey was not without its challenge, but with each small victory, they built a foundation that felt more resilient than before. Tolu's heart gradually opened to the possibility of a fresh start, filled with lessons learned and a renewed sense of purpose. As the sun set over Oyo State, Tolu reflected on the tumultuous journey that had led her to this moment. Life was not perfect, but the wounds of the past had transformed into a tapestry of resilience and growth. She watched her children play in the yard, their laughter a soothing balm on her soul. Tolu had forged a new identity as a mother and as a woman who had triumphed over adversity. With Seun by her side, they embraced the idea of building a family rooted in honesty and mutual respect. The scars of betrayal would always remain. They had become an evidence to their strengths, a reminder of how far they had come together. Tolu understood that love was not simply about the absence of conflict, but rather the commitment to face challenges together. They continued to navigate the complexities of their relationship, armed with open heart and a willingness to grow. Together, they began to dream again, envisioning a future filled with possibility. As Tolu held Yetunde in her arms, she whispered promises of a life rich with love, laughter, and understanding. That moment, she knew they were not just surviving, they were thriving, transforming their pain into a legacy of hope for their children. The road ahead was still uncertain, but Tolu was ready to embrace it hand in hand with the man she had once thought she would lost forever. Thank you so much for watching this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Please kindly drop in the comment section what your thought is about this story. And do not forget to like, subscribe, share to your loved ones. Until I bring another beautiful, heartwarming story your way. Bye.